Hello, everyone. Welcome to the quarterfinals of our MTG Paper Legacy May League here. My name is Chaotic Bear, and I'm joined here with Mr. Jack Dex. We've got Aldrin and Even here queued up for y'all. How's it going, Mr. Jack Dex?
Going very good. It's been a bit of a time since we last commentated with each other, but I'm excited. We're going to see Tensai or Aldrin, in this case, on Grixis Delver, which is very, very different from the normal Tensai list. Usually Tensai is playing something like Cephalid Breakfast, his known patented Shuko combo, or he's playing some other stuff like Merfolk, and then Even's playing Bug Hogaak. I've seen this a little bit earlier, and this deck can be really spicy. I'm also a fan of his weird YouTube mat. It's very strange, but also very funny and hard to look at.
Yeah, I think I'm about 20 years too old to fully appreciate the playmat, but I do love its existence. There's definitely some references on there I don't get, but it's fun enough. The Hey Beater, is that the bee emoji that people love using for some reason?
I think so. And then there's just all sorts
Okay.
of other references on it. There's like an American Heart Association thing. It's a meme. It's a meme compilation video, and it's got like the click the full screen on it. Like it's got all these weird YouTube references, and it seems like we're gonna
Yeah.
see even down to 6 and Tensai or Aldrin in this case. Oh, even down to 5.
5.
Tensai or Aldrin in this case, interchangeable. Aldrin's his actual name. Um, is gonna keep his full 7 from what I saw. Seems like we're gonna fetch right off.
Yep, and this is a seeded top 16 here, so even with the better win rate
Mhm.
going into the playoffs, we'll have the play decision here.
Yep. We're going to fetch
Yep.
for an Underground Sea. Of course, we're seeing some proxies, but as we are on the MTGPL, we are a very proxy-friendly Discord server. We love to see it. We're not playing for real cash money. We're playing for the opportunity to win tokens that we have all created. For those who aren't familiar with them, we have the Dark Ritual token out right now, and we will have a Crop Rotation token out soon. So we really want to make sure people can actually play Legacy and play all these kind of different decks, because the big thing about Legacy is it's so much of a time sink and money sink. You really should enjoy the decks that you play. Having the opportunity to proxy it up and play with it is the best way we can get it done in paper.
Definitely, and even they're fetching the duel. We have known deck lists to both players, so even knows that Tensai has access to Wastelands there, but values getting the mana online. Doesn't have any basic blue sources in the deck.
Oh yeah,
Just one swamp for basics.
yeah, it's gonna be more
Um,
problematic if it comes to that. We know Aldrin is playing Grixis Delver, and every Grixis Delver never leaves home without its 3 to 4 wastelands.
there's a fatal push before he can cash in any value on that Hedron crab there.
Yeah, very heads up play there. You need to make sure that Hedron Crab never gets online against Bug Hogaak. You're trying to make sure the graveyard doesn't get filled up as fast as possible. So in this case, you're just gonna push the Hedron Crab because you know that thing can easily get online as soon as you hit another fetch land.
Yeah, I mean it feels silly sometimes, but I definitely will bolt or daze a Hedron crab or even counter a Stitcher supplier, which we see coming down here. Um, it's just if you can stop the graveyard from getting stuck, you have so much time. It's kind of like against Reanimator, how I always want to get rid of the Entomb or the discard spell.
No, I agree. And here we're going to see the Brainstorm token that we had from our first season, um, which I believe Tensei actually has a set of. Gotta love those tokens. It was such an amazing time when we first released them. So it's always nice to see our players actually use them.
Exactly. The Tensai has done his fair share of winning on the server and has plenty of tokens, I think. So,
Stitcher Supplier
looks like
resolves, and we're going to be
yep.
going down Icarid, Stitcher Supplier, and I think that was an Altar of Dementia.
Yeah, I think that middle card might be an imp. Is it an Icarud? It's
I
one
think it's an
black.
imp. I think it's a Petri Imp.
Okay.
You are correct.
Yeah. So the Stitcher supplier there are gonna get the ball rolling for even, and if he can find a way to make it die, we'll get some more value out of it.
Oh yeah. I fetch with the old border onslaught flooded strand. Gotta love the old borders, but they are way too expensive for my blood if you get them in foil.
Well, thankfully that one's not foil, right?
Yeah,
So
thankfully.
you're all good.
I need to get them an old border for Stoneblade at some
Yeah.
point, but it's on the eventual list.
I'm still rocking my Nationals promo ones just because they were about the same price as Onslaught and non-foil, and just like you, I'm not buying Onslaught foils anytime soon.
Yeah. Same with the polluted deltas. I really want onslaught polluted deltas, but they're too
Mm,
expensive.
they're so pretty.
Oh, we're gonna see a new card from Strixhaven. We're gonna see Sedgebark Witch. Tell me about this card a little bit. I'm not familiar as much with Strixhaven. I was out for 2 sets, give or take. moving and
Yep.
buying a house.
So this is sort of like the upgraded version of Young Pyromancer here. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, you get a 1/1 black and green creature that has when it dies you gain a life. So each of Aldrin's / Tensai's spells will cash in for some value here. You'll see that you can also feed stuff like that into Cabal Therapy. He's not running Cabal Therapy, but just definitely some value. And then he does have the 1 of Chain of Smog for the infinite combo here to go wide with Sedmore Witch.
Interesting. That's really cool to know. It seems like we're
Yeah.
going to see the Hogaak play. We play the Dryad Arbor. Dryad Arbor is being convoked here to
Mhm.
not being tapped. Just a heads up play there. It wouldn't do anything if it was being tapped. Convoking for Hogaak, and we're going to see an Altar of Dementia, which we're just going to daze immediately.
Oh yeah, cash that in for sure.
That altar should be in the graveyard. I'm sure they'll fix it, more than likely. Yeah, there we go.
Hey, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah,
We don't have a rest in peace in play. We're
yeah.
seeing
Even
the
doesn't
Dark
want to lose
Ritual.
that.
We're seeing the Dark Ritual token actually being used as a token as a black-green pest creature.
Nice. Yeah, that's just going to. He doesn't have any. I'd say he has 2 young pyros in the deck. So
Yes.
2 pyros, 2 witches. Gonna get a lot of value there, and then Ethereal Forager will buy back some of those instants and sorceries as well. So
We're also seeing a 1-of Bone Crusher Giant, which we don't normally see.
yeah, I mean, which is weird. I mean, Bowcrusher Giant is just such value, but it does cost 2/3 mana.
Yeah.
Traditional double decks can't always cast that, but this Grixis deck is shooting a little more mid range than a lot of double decks, I think.
Oh, yeah.
4 Dell spells in there.
Oof.
So here's Brainstorm, just flexing on us with these tokens.
Oh, yeah. I believe Tensei has a full set of Brainstorms and a full set of Dark Rituals at this point. He has played enough and won enough to the point that he has gotten this.
Yeah, I know he's won several weeklies, and he also took down our Season 2 Invitational, which came with a playset as well.
Yep. Seems like we're going to bolt something.
Yeah, I mean, this might even just be face here. I mean, bolting. I don't want to bolt Citrus Supplier and bolting
Oh,
the Dread Arbor.
this could be double
fine.
bolt into Hogaak and just block the rest. Because that's what, 6
yeah.
there, and then you block another couple and you're good.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what's happening. We see the speaking of playset of Dark Ritual here.
Yeah, we
see the block there, and even does not have the resources to delve that back out anytime soon. He's going to need to find something like Citrus Supplier again, or a Careful Study, or something to get the graveyard stocked.
Alright, and you're gaining life. You see off whenever the creatures die, so that's always nice.
Yeah, that's I don't think going to be the main feature of those in this particular matchup. I think Tensai will either be dead or he won't, but definitely some incidental value there.
I imagine that's going to hit yeah. The Dryad Arbor. I would not want to be hitting Stitcher.
Absolutely not. Nope. Get that out of here. So free to swing now, just an unanswerable 5. Sedmore Witcher does randomly have Menace, so if even gets to a low life total here, that Citrus Supplier isn't going to help.
Yeah, incidentally, if you target it, you can pay for the ward cost of 3. It's always nice.
You know, speaking of Strixhaven, well, he's delving something out. Oh, delving the whale out.
The whale is coming.
Bolts.
The whale is coming.
Man, you know, we just got rid of Dreadhorde Arcanist, and here we are with the whale, putting it all back in your hand.
The big whale. I'm gonna see a Careful Study out of him.
Yep, so that will actually enable just enough for Delve, I believe. He'll need to find a second creature, though, since he can't spend mana on it.
Yep. Good old Hogaak, you know. It was considered too broken for Modern that they had to ban 2 cards before they actually banned the card itself. I think it went Bridge from Below first, and then they're like, okay, we're really gonna ban Hogaak now. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, I don't remember. Was Faithless Looting before Hogaak or not? I don't remember.
After, I believe.
Okay.
Because I think it went Bridge, Hogaak, Field of the Dead, I think is what happened.
Oh, okay. And I know that Surgical's got up to $50 there for a while. So.
Yeah. I had like 3 Surgicals, and they just magically got like $75 because it was such a busted deck.
Yeah. I was having to buy into Legacy about that time, and I was resenting that pretty hard.
We're going to see the whale, the good old big old whale swinging in, and we're going to have the menace creature swinging in. The menace creature can't be blocked unless it's by another black creature, if I remember correctly. No, it has to be two or more creatures.
Yeah, has menace, so can't block there. And the player's catching that, even thinking
Yep.
he's going to get some free mill there.
Unfortunately, not happening.
So very quick already, down to 5, and it
Oh,
looks like down to
yeah,
2 and then
down to
negative
two and
1.
then -1. Always a
Yeah.
fun one. Hentai is a very, very good player about all the decks that he plays with. So
Yeah, having the resources to double bolt with the tokens there, I think, was what turned that around for him, because it's often hard for Delver decks to answer Resolved Hogaak.
indeed. Now, what do you think is going to come in? I know we were seeing Dark Blast, Thoughtseize, Abrupt Decays, Assassin's Trophy, Force of Vigor, and Leyline of the Void from the Hogaak side. What do you think is going to come in against Tensai?
So, Leylines of the Void are a slam dunk. Assassin Trophy is a flexible answer to either Hogaak or Alter Dementia. If you're worried about the combo kill, um, do you think you bring in anything else? It does, even though Hogaak is sort of combo-y, I don't think it's the time for Thoughtseize or Abrupt Decay here. Do you bring in Force of Vigor against a potential altar, or leave it in the sideboard?
I'm thinking maybe if against Grixis Delver, I might bring in the Dark Blast because we've already seen the token generator, and Dark Blast is just a great way to generate value for yourself with dredging. Um,
Yep.
it can kill Delvers in a pinch. Can do a bunch of different things, and it's also a dredge mechanic for yourself. That's always nice to bring in. I think maybe bringing in Thoughtseize because this is going to be a Grixis Delver pile, and you're probably going to be somewhat scared of the fact that you can never answer True Name Nemesis in this board.
Yeah, that's true. And players do have access to each other's deck list here, and we'll know. Looks like no true names in Tensai's list, but
It's true.
it is also a valuable, or it's just a flexible way to get rid of cards that are hard to answer, like you mentioned. Or you could turn off some of the value with like Ethereal Forager if you can take it early on.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so
What do you think is going to come in from Tensai's side? I'm seeing a Null Rod, a Liliana's Triumph, 2 Plague Engineers, 2 Rough and Tumble, 2 Abrades, 2 Surgicals, 2 Pyroblast, 1 Pithing Needle, a Nihil Spellbomb, and a Fluster Storm.
let's see. Now Spellbomb and Surgicals are the only good graveyard interaction that he has there. Pithing Needle could technically come in and name Alter Dementia. That's not always the way that even wins the game, so I'm not sure if that's worth it to him. And I'm sort of tempted by either Plague Engineer or Rough Tumble. I'm not sure how many cuts Grixis Delver can make here, but I know that a lot of the times, one way that I lose against Hogaak is I go heavy on answering the graveyard, and then they just sort of like play Gravecallers and make 2/2s and 2/1s, and I just say, "Whoops, lost all these." He has access to so many token generating effects.
Yes.
That I'm not quite sure if that game plan will be as good against him as it is against decks I play sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe 1 Plague Engineer would be worth it just because you can name Zombie or you can name the other one for the crab if you really want to.
Mhm.
Also can block a Hogaak. It's got Death Touch.
Yeah, I talk about this on stream. It seems like weekly at this point, but I'm also like super greedy with Plague Engineer because just like a Death Touch blocker
It's great.
is good in a lot of matchups. Yeah,
Great, even when it's bad, just being able to block and kill whatever you want with it. I mean, that's why Baleful
yeah,
Strix is so good, besides the fact it draws a card.
yeah. Wizards play mistakes in supplemental sets. Going all the way back there. Maybe not a mistake. It's just very powerful.
Just gotta love the last minute design choices of WotC. Every so often we always hear the little odd stories about like, oh yeah, we didn't think it was good enough, so we just thought like, we'll change a little thing, just a little thought value. We didn't think it'd change that much, like Skull
Yeah,
Clamp, or how they
yeah,
changed the Mazawa's Jitte and how that worked.
yeah. Tarmogoyf is the only other one that I remember that those stories from there. Stitcher Supplier gets Assassin's Trophy and a Verdant Catacombs. Can you tell what the card in the middle is? That Bloodgast?
That would have to be Bloodcast. It looks like
Okay,
double
is that the only
black.
double black?
Yeah, we're gonna Wasteland straight off the
Yeah.
bat.
Oh, definitely. Get him.
Enjoy
Like
your
the
0 mana.
even was already on a mold to 6, and I know that a lot of times these Hogaak decks can run off of one land, or at
Whoa!
least they think they can.
Bloodcast trigger.
All right, we got him. Um,
Oh,
wow.
beautiful.
So
That's a good start.
Yeah, that quite a bit of power in play here against Tensai with no board. Um, we'll see if we'll see if Tensai can land something that is impactful enough here. Because this is 4 power already. We
Yeah.
might see this. See if we get a free attack in with the Citrus Supplier here, or if even is still thinking he's 2 mana short of a Hogaak, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
I mean, Putrid Imp can funnel it if I remember correctly. You can discard to it to give it
Yeah.
flying. Yeah. So you
Yeah.
theoretically could start discarding cards if you have Hogaak in your hand.
It's a good point. I think we just if he can find any way to get rid of his own Citrus Supplier there, then he'll be happy.
Yeah. I mean, it always depends on what your game plan is and playing through outs. In this case, Stitcher Supplier is a better out than discarding your hand.
Yeah. And just a ponder from Tensai here, so the shields will be down for another turn.
Mm-hmm.
We of course always have Daze and Force of Will in the deck, but
Always gotta play around that days. You never know when it's gonna come out.
yeah, I think we got to experience that last game, unfortunately for even.
Mm-hmm. I also find
But
it interesting if we're back in the old days, you'd have to play around Stifle too. Still gets you to
yeah,
this day if someone is playing Stifle and you don't expect it. It's a magical time to see that Stifle come out and like, oh, I wasn't expecting that.
yeah, that card is some beats sometimes. Pitching a Hedron Crab there, and looks like that's exactly enough for Hogaak.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Keeping up the mana for days, gotta play around the days. And we
and
scoop.
yeah, that's good enough. We mentioned Hogaak being difficult to answer for Delver decks. A lot of times they'll have like 1 or 2 Brazen Borrowers. Looks like he does have 1 Brazen Borrower, but I think is there a single other clean answer to it?
No, there really
Uh,
isn't. Liliana's Triumph, if it's the only card out, but
yeah,
that's all you
that's going
got.
to be uncommon with the
Yeah.
with you needing to convoke for sure. Wow,
There really isn't any other answer unless you have a Plague Engineer. To
yeah,
block it. And even then, you're still taking, what, 6 life?
yeah. I guess we did see game one. There was the double bolt double block with tokens, but um, yeah,
Very
when
expensive
you're
block.
yeah when you take a turn that is land ponder and your opponent goes okay 8/8 trample, it might be a little slow for that.
Just a tad. I mean, your only
So
real answer is forcing it, and clearly Tensai did not have the force hand. It was probably a day's hand.
yeah, um, Days and Wasteland are two great tastes that taste great together, or whatever they say, but
Yeah.
not this time. Even had the second land.
Yeah, I think I
Um,
was preying on the hopes and dreams of not having the second land, and unfortunately, it came.
Yeah, that's another play that I'm a little too greedy with is turn one Delver. If my opponent doesn't have a crazy start and I don't have anything super going on, I'll turn one Wasteland him all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
that's probably why I'm not. That's why I'm on this side of the camera today. I think.
I've kept some greedy hands. I will say I've kept the double wasteland hand and Dead Gael with no colors, no colors, and just
Oh
like
dear.
I'll waste you. Okay, cool. I'll waste you again. Cool, great. Let's see who draws their first land. Sometimes it
Just
works out. Sometimes it doesn't.
imagine just like staring down a hand of like Tide Hollow Skull or Hindatarok, other like mana intensive cards.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
And the problem you almost always run into is like you want to fetch for the scrublands, but you know you're gonna get wastelanded, so you're just like, can't do that.
I'll play a threat eventually.
Or
I like Tensai here, who finds a turn one Delver for the first time this match.
we're gonna see the one
Yeah,
swamp, and it gets days for the Stitchers.
get him.
Oh, we got another days.
Oh,
No worries.
yeah. This is exactly how Tensai wants to start here. Especially Citrus Supplier is just like very quietly such a good card if it lands.
Yeah, this is the perfect Delver start where you just refresh your hand. The easiest things possible.
I thought we were gonna have a maybe have a second Delver there just for fun, but finds a Ponder. Take a
Understart's
look at
always
these
nice.
three.
Of
Yeah.
course,
Do you
we can always set up for another Delver if we have one.
choosing not to shuffle and passes back.
Must have liked the top three.
Yeah. Maybe he has a Delver for next turn and then an instant sorcery on top. That'd be pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think I just realized, is even proxying that swamp as well?
I can't actually tell.
Okay.
I cannot tell.
Completely allowed. It's just a funny thing to see. It takes commitment to proxy the full 75, including basic lands.
You're not wrong. We're gonna keep that there. No days. Not needed. Gravecrawler. And 2 lands. I think it's a Misty and a Bloodstain Mark.
Yep, and yeah, let's cash this in. If it gets dazed, it gets dazed.
Yeah, that's not something I want to daze, really. I'm not feeling it.
Even challenging him to do it, and he does it. So.
Okay.
I wonder if that sort of signals me that Tensai just doesn't have a third land, or doesn't have a second land here. I say third land, it's turn 3. He's going to replay the same land a few times.
Known information is known information, after all. Oh.
Well,
Guess
never
we're
mind
getting
me.
a bolt, I would imagine. For the Volk.
Yeah, although you don't want even to untap with a citrus supplier, but you also don't want to kill a citrus supplier. They're both bad for you.
Oh, they're both very bad. Or pondering. All right.
All right. I mean, I love this. He's got as long as he can keep even from resolving one of his couple key spells, he just has a swing 5 more times. Like, just find the permission you need and go on with your life if you can.
Very true. Very true. And I wonder what Aldrin's looking for here.
If he doesn't already have Force of Will, or he has Force Negation as well, right? For the altars and the setup pieces. 1 Force Negation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to find Force of Wills, or maybe even he also has 2 surgicals. I wouldn't mind finding a surgical to, like, be able to force and then counter the Hogaak, or counter then surgical. Speaking of Hogaak, is that a Vengevine Hogaak and then another card? Maybe a land?
Yes, that is Vengevine, Hogaak, and maybe a Dark Blast?
Oh, okay, could be Dark Blast.
No, it's Bloodghast.
Bloodghast, wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mana cost was just off camera. I couldn't quite see it.
Yep. Oh. Surprise.
Yeah. And this is the game I was talking about where I lose to just all these dummies, and Rough Tumble would be pretty sweet if I had it.
Oh, this is convoking. Okay. Never mind.
Oh, gotcha, yeah. Okay, I was thinking the same thing.
I thought I was like, oh, this is a hit. This is a hit. Not good.
I was thinking, Judge, we don't have those Bloodghast don't have haste here. But the Vengevine does.
The Vengevine does. You do get smashed by Vengevine.
Yeah, that's a big swing in both board state and life total there.
Yeah, this is one of those times where you really, really want something nice. I will say, out of Modern Horizons, I'm really liking the card Damn. Then it turns into Damnation if you play for the Wrath of God version.
Oh my, it's so flavorful. I love the design of that card.
It's so great. I love it. Double black to destroy a creature, and then you can overload it for 2 and double white, so you can Wrath. Great.
Yeah. One of my local friends was like, I don't understand why, like, it shouldn't be 2 and 2 black if they're gonna have a Wrath effect. I'm like, well, but Wrath is
it's
2
double white.
White, yeah.
Yeah. And Damnation.
I guess Damnation exists. But...
Damnation was the Time Spiral version because it was like an alter thing. Because they changed the color. They're like, in the future, we're gonna have a different color for Wrath. It's gonna be black.
Yeah, the Planar Chaos thing where they kind of like color shifted all the cards.
Yeah.
Let's see, Altar Trophy and Bloodstain Mire there were the mills. Nothing too splashy.
I would not want to be in Aldrin's position right now. That's a big swing.
There's a lot of dummies coming sideways here, and Rough is okay. There's
okay.
1 bounce.
Okay, there's something. We're going somewhere. We're still taking a decent chunk of life.
Yeah, that's like 10, isn't it? 2, 2, 4, 1, 1.
Yeah, I think so.
Should be down to 5. Yeah, there he is.
Ooh.
So he realistically has 1 untapped step here, because that Brazen Borrower is never blocking a single creature in Even's deck.
Never happened.
Unless I guess you could have imp flying if you really want to run it into the borrower. Yeah, needs exactly the card rough here, I think. I don't think anything. Play Engineer on Zombie might get close enough. I don't want to do the
No.
math. Neither does he.
Sits there and says, nope, that's it. I'm sorry. I don't win this.
Yeah. So that means Even will win this round. We'll be moving on to the semifinals. Going to be playing the winner of, let's see, Kurios versus Dows. That's a 4-color Stoneblade versus Goblins matchup here on our next semifinal match. We're the MTG Paper Legacy server. If you want to check us out, check out the video description, and we'll have we do these leagues every month. Welcome to come join us.
Always check us out on Twitter, check out our Twitch, and our Discord on the link below, and you can also see the deck list below. And we'll hope that you keep watching these. Have a good one.
See you all next time.